first question is for you, Daniel, and it's about disability representation on the show. And I guess you both can answer this too. But kind of playing a character who isn't explicitly described necessarily as having a disability, but definitely represents or shows some non-neurotypical traits. If that's intentional, if that's part of how you're playing this character, and your thoughts on that in general in your body of work.
Yeah, it's mentioned once briefly in episode 2 of the first season that he's on the autism spectrum, and yeah, but it goes by pretty quick. But they had me meet with a specialist who works with young people with autism, and that was really useful for me. Especially hearing just personal stories and what high school is like at that time was really important. And you do all that research and you try to embody it and think about it a lot, but then when you're on set and doing the scene, you can't be thinking about the sort of the external view of it. So at some point, it just becomes part of the energy within it. And I relate to the anxiety and the social anxiety that is associated with autism. So for me, dropping into that felt quite natural, and it actually felt like it opened up a part of me that sometimes I would try to bottle up or hide.
I have kind of a follow-up if y'all don't mind, but I really do ship Towns and Henry. And I feel like with characters who are disabled, we don't necessarily see them as part of big ships. Do you have any thoughts on that? And it seemed on the panel like you also perhaps ship them together.
Okay, interesting.
So what are your thoughts?
This is coming up a lot. I mean, he admires her and looks up to her because she's a superhero, and to him that's what she represents. There might be a bit of a crush in there, who knows? But he also does have a girlfriend online. So I think Towns is also very loyal, if there's one thing about him. But yeah, obviously he's a romantic person, and we do get to see a little bit more of that in the next season.
In the first season, your character in particular keeps hounding after Henry. If you won't talk to me, you have to talk to somebody.
Yes.
And doing that repeatedly. Can you talk about how your method of finding that within yourself? Because you portrayed it so incredibly well.
Oh wow, thank you. I really appreciate that. Well, honestly, I joke about it, but it's quite serious. Anytime I have to see Maddie be vulnerable and go through these things as Henry, in herself as Henry, it breaks my heart. It's like it affects me to my core. So it's not a lot of thought went into it or effort, because seeing this broken person in front of me, I want to help her. I want to be empathetic towards her. I want to do everything that I can for her. I also think something that's really great about the Henry-Jenna relationship is because Henry has been so much of an outsider for so long, she doesn't really know how to have friends, but despite that, Jenna powers through. And I don't know, I just think the perseverance and kind of understanding that comes with that, I feel like Jenna understands. I just think that's really great.
I'm going to help you whether or not you want me to.
Yeah, yes.
What was that thing on Impractical Jokers? It was like, don't stop letting people not help you. Whatever it was. So, I mean, you brought it up earlier. This is a show that deals with some really serious topics and a lot of things that are particularly now really relevant, as people are growing up. I'm curious, as you guys are shooting this and reading the scripts, did it give you guys some additional perspective maybe that you guys hadn't had before, or do you kind of look back on your own experiences maybe a little bit differently?
Even just the way that the story is structured and being a story that has an amazing female characters is something that's really exciting to be a part of, and subverting expectations of what a teen drama needs to be. I think it's getting an audience that's going to be young and older too, because people can relate to the story, and it's not condescending or simplifying what the high school experience is.
So Sarah, I'm curious. Your character bakes these cookie trees.
I love how many times I'm getting asked about the cookies. Yes. What's the question? Yes, tell me.
Cookies,
Do tell.
Can you bake in real life?
Oh my God! Do not get me started.
Really?
Everyone in this cast has had my cookies, right?
They're great.
Yeah.
They're delicious. and she's not chintzy with the salt, which is important.
Yes.
I know that
It
sounds
can
like a
be.
bad thing, but
That makes them
You
addictive.
throw an extra pinch of salt into chocolate chip cookies, it's
so
banging.
good.
Oatmeal chocolate chip is my go-to. They're my favorite.
They were awesome.
But yeah, no, I'm a big baker. I don't know if that's the question. But
I mean, it might be the answer. It truly might be the answer to the question, because she bakes these cookies in order to kind of heal from this loss, to remember a person that she's lost in her life.
Yes.
And so I'm wondering what that is for you. If you have something that you do to commemorate losses that you've had or grief.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's a great question. Well, honestly, I would say yes, food is one of them. But another thing that I really enjoy doing is I really love music, and so sometimes I'm a big. Was I talking to you today? I was talking to someone today about how I'm a big lyric. I'm talking to someone today about how I was a big lyric snob. But I really I love finding music that just evokes memories for me. And sometimes if I feel like reliving that or thinking, reminiscing, I'll listen to a particular song or things like that. That's probably more so what I do. Yeah.
What music do you like to listen to get you into your character's mindset?
Okay. I just want to share this. This is kind of answering that question.
Sure.
Maddie and I have the same song that we like to listen to when we need to get emotional for a scene.
Sweet.
And it's just really funny that we both have the same one. Don't judge us. It is Never Grow Up by Taylor Swift. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's The Best Day by Taylor Swift. Do you guys know that one? Mm-hmm. And it's all about a girl who didn't really have that many friends in school, and her mom would pick her up and they'd go window shop. It's fine.
Oh no.
But it's just, we can very much relate. But yeah, it's funny because again, being a lyric snob, I really like kind of indie music is kind of more my acoustic style, singer-songwriter style music. But my girl Jenna is a pop music girl. But actually, our wonderful music supervisor, Justine, she sent me a huge playlist of her Jenna playlist for the types of music that we'd be listening to during the show. So I have that, and I love listening to that. It's cooler pop. It's indie pop. But I always feel cool. There's one song on it that I recognize. Does this mean I know music? Yeah.
Do you have a method for getting into your character's headspace?
Sure, I listen to the credit song from Land Before Time, If We Hold On Together.
Yeah.
So that's a song for maybe an emotional scene, but for Towns' rhythm and sort of energetic level, I listen to a lot of this. PC Music is a label that is producing all this really high gloss pop that's almost aggressively. It's kind of so sweet, it's sour, it's amazing and weird, and I listen to a lot of that for Towns.
I was surprised nobody said, what's that Sarah McLachlan song that is massively depressing?
Oh, yeah,
More
with the-
than all the other
all
songs.
of them.
In the arms of...
Thank you. That song every time.
Anuka's song is a Sarah McLachlan song, but not that one. I don't remember what it's called. Yeah. We just had this discussion yesterday.